Listen, do you ever feel like there is a thin, invisible layer over your life, like something is watching from just beyond the edge of what you can see, like your mind and your emotions are not entirely your own? If you have felt that, don't skip this. Stay till the end, because this is the moment a truth that was buried on purpose finally starts to surface for you. And once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. This is not just a story. This is a call, and you would not be here if your soul had not pulled you to it. So please, my dear one, don't scroll away. Stay till the end, because what I am about to share from Pistis Sophia, from the hidden teachings of Jesus and Sophia, can change the way you move through this world and can change how the unseen moves around you. In Pistis Sophia, one of the most complete Gnostic texts we have, there is a teaching almost no one talks about in churches, a teaching where Jesus does not just speak in parables or moral lessons. He describes something he calls the robe of light, the body of light, and he explains it to his closest students, especially Mary Magdalene, as a real structure of living light that wraps through and around your physical body like a second skin, not metaphor, not poetry, but a field that can be felt, activated, and strengthened. He shows them how this body of light can carry consciousness beyond physical death, how it can move outside the reach of the archons, those parasitic forces that feed on fear and confusion. And he shows them that when the body of light is fully awake, the tricks of these forces no longer work. When the bishops later compiled the New Testament in the 4th century, they removed almost everything about this. They cut entire sections, they burned manuscripts, they called Gnostic Christians heretics, not because the teaching was weak, but because it was too strong. If ordinary people knew they could activate a body of light that did not depend on priests, did not depend on temples, did not depend on fear of punishment, the entire religious power system would start to fall apart. So they hid it. But the memory of it survived in Pistis Sophia, in fragments, in symbols, and tonight part of that teaching is reaching you again. Don't skip this, stay till the end, because this is not just about knowledge. This is about your protection and your freedom. This is about 3 very simple, very physical objects that Jesus and Sophia showed to the inner circle. 3 objects that act like switches and anchors for your body of light, and that the archons genuinely fear. Before we go into the 3 objects, I want you to see this clearly in simple language. You are not just a physical body. You are not just skin and bone and brain chemistry. Modern science is slowly catching up with what mystics have always known, that your body sits inside a field of energy, an electromagnetic field that your heart and brain generate every second, a field that can be measured with instruments, a field that extends beyond your skin like an invisible atmosphere. Some researchers call it the biofield, some call it the aura, but whatever name you use, it is real, and it responds to emotion, thought, and intention. The Gnostics called the deepest layer of this field the body of light, the soma pneumaticon, the pneumatic body, the part of you that is made of conscious light rather than dense matter. And they said this light body comes from the monad, the source, and that it is the vehicle your soul uses to travel into and out of this world. They also said that archons cannot see or touch you when you are stabilized in this light body, because they are tuned to lower frequencies, like static in a radio band, and the light body operates on pure signal from the source, far above their noise. Modern physics knows that everything is vibration, that atoms are mostly space, that matter itself is organized energy. So when we say frequency, we are not being vague. We are speaking a language both mystics and scientists can understand, and the body of light is simply your awareness, learning to live from a higher bandwidth of that energy. The problem is that from birth you have been trained to forget this. You are told you are just a body, just a brain, just a sinner, just a consumer, and your attention is trapped in 5 senses only, while your body of light sits like a dormant code waiting for a password. That is where Jesus and Sophia's hidden teaching comes in, and that is where the 3 sacred objects appear as physical tools that help your nervous system and your energy field remember how to run that ancient code. The first object is lapis lazuli, a deep blue stone flecked with golden pyrite, called the stone of heaven by the Egyptians and the stone of the gods long before the church ever existed. In Pistis Sophia and in related Gnostic streams, this stone is connected with Sophia's descent, with the moment she breathes the spark of the divine into the human field, described as sapphire fire entering the crown. The mystical claim is that Sophia encoded part of the spark's frequency into this mineral, so that whenever a chosen one touches it or wears it, their inner light recognizes its own reflection in the stone and begins to resonate with it. Modern science confirms that crystals like lapis are not just pretty rocks. They are ordered structures that can hold and emit stable electromagnetic patterns. This is how quartz is used in watches and electronics. And although lapis is not quartz, it also has measurable electromagnetic properties. When you wear lapis near your skin, especially near your head or chest, the field it produces interacts with your own biofield. And the part of your brain most sensitive to subtle magnetic changes, including the pineal gland, responds. From a mystical view, the pineal and crown centers are the gates of the body of light, and archons attack those gates constantly through chemicals, trauma, media overload, anything that keeps you numb and distracted. From a scientific view, chronic stress, toxic exposure, and constant screen time dysregulate your nervous system and dull your perception. Carrying lapis brings in a stable signal that says, "Remember," and your inner system begins to adjust. This is why people who consistently wear real lapis often report changes they cannot explain. Not eye tricks, but perception shifts. They begin to see patterns in their life more clearly. They sense the mood of a room before anyone speaks. They feel like there is a soft pressure or warmth around their head, like a second skin of energy. They dream in stronger images. They realize when a thought feels like an intrusion rather than an authentic impulse. In simple words, their body of light is starting to wake up, and the archons lose their first advantage, invisibility. If you have ever felt blind to the spiritual layer, if you have felt like something is wrong but you cannot name it, if your dreams feel blocked and your intuition feels muffled, this is your sign. Don't skip this part. Stay till the end and then act. Find a piece of genuine lapis lazuli. It does not have to be huge. A small stone, a pendant, beads, whatever you can get, and wear it against your skin, especially near the throat, heart, or between your breasts, or keep it in your pocket where it stays in your field for hours. Set a simple intention as you put it on. Say out loud, "I am ready to see," and if you are ready right now, type, "I am ready to see," in the comments as a first act, because writing it anchors the choice in your nervous system. The second object is a written name, 3 simple words that hide one of the most powerful Gnostic keys. Pistis Sophia hints at it, the Gospel of Philip circles it, and the mystical schools preserved it in whispers, because they knew that if the wrong hands twisted it, it would lose its purpose. But we are not in that time now, and you are hearing it because you need it. The name is I Am Monad. In older texts, there is a teaching that many names in this world deceive, but there is a hidden name only those who truly know themselves can use. And when that name is spoken or written with awareness, the powers flee, not because of superstition, but because they cannot survive in its field. The human name, Jesus, was a gateway, but the source he pointed to was the monad, the one before all forms, and I am monad is a bridge phrase between your little self and that infinite field. When you write I am monad on paper in your own hand, you are doing more than positive affirmation. Modern neuroscience shows that writing by hand wires ideas deeper into the brain than typing, and experimental research in psychophysiology shows that focused intention combined with simple physical acts can shift heart rhythms, brain waves, and electromagnetic coherence around the body. Mystically, when ink hits paper in the shape of those words, the paper becomes a carrier wave for that recognition, and the phrase acts like code written into your personal field. Archons work heavily through confusion, doublethink, mental fog, and social chaos. They jam your internal signals so you doubt yourself non-stop. Carrying the written name is like putting a strong, clear broadcast in the middle of that noise, and the noise can no longer cling in the same way. Here is how you do it, in a simple, grounded way. Get a clean, unused piece of paper, not torn, not dirty, something that feels fresh. Get a pen with ink, not a pencil, because ink is stable and does not fade from a small smudge. Sit down for a moment, breathe, and when you feel a little bit centered, write in your own handwriting on the center of the paper, I am monad. Do not rush it. Write it slowly, as if each letter is you pressing this truth into the material world. When you finish, say quietly, so it is, or Amen, whatever feels honest to you. Then fold the paper 3 times. Each fold a seal. First fold, you seal your awareness that you are more than a body. Second fold, you seal your connection to the source beyond all lesser rulers. Third fold, you seal your field against lower interference. Carry this folded paper in your wallet, your pocket, your bra, somewhere near you throughout the day. Notice over the next hours how your mind feels. Notice if conversations that usually spin into arguments do not hook you in the same way. Notice if people who normally drain you suddenly feel distant or less interested. Notice if your own self-doubt starts to fade just a little. This is not magic tricks. This is your body of light gaining a stable identity signal, and Archons recognize that signal and back off. If this part hits you deeply, if something in you says, yes, this is mine, act now. Type I am monad in the comments as your first written declaration, not for the algorithm, but as a way to let your nervous system feel what it is like to see that phrase with your name attached. The third object is a symbol, so simple a child can draw it, so powerful that early Gnostics carved it into walls and buried it in catacombs. It is the monad circle, a circle with a single point in the center. the oldest diagram of unity between the infinite and the individual. Pistis Sophia describes Jesus showing the disciples forms of light and circles upon circles, the inner and the outer. And later, mystics understood that drawing these shapes is not just art, it is a way of imprinting the pattern of unity into physical space. Modern studies in environmental psychology and neuroaesthetics show that shapes and patterns in our surroundings change how our nervous system feels, that certain forms calm the brain and deepen a sense of safety and coherence, while others agitate and fragment attention. This is the scientific echo of what sacred geometry has said for millennia, that form carries frequency. The monad circle is the simplest of these forms. The circle is endless awareness. The point is your spark, and when you draw the point inside the circle, you tell your body and space, I am inside the one, and the one is in me. Archons feed on separation, on the feeling that you are alone, cut off, abandoned. A space that constantly radiates the pattern of unity feels like an electrical environment they cannot tolerate for long. Here is how you make and use this symbol right now. Take another clean sheet of paper and your pen. Draw a circle as round as you reasonably can. It does not have to be perfect. The power is in your intention, not in geometric precision. Then place one dot in the middle of the circle, not 3 dots, not a line, one dot, the center. As you draw, hold a simple thought. This is me, inside the one. This is my home. And let that thought soften your chest. Then hang or place this drawing somewhere in your space, near your bed, on the wall where you work, above the door, wherever you want the field of the room to be strongest. Leave it there and pay attention for the next 3 nights and days. People who do this sincerely often report that the air feels lighter, their sleep goes deeper, their dreams become more meaningful instead of random. The heavy sense of being watched in their own home starts to fade. Visitors either relax in that room or avoid it. Again, this is your body of light finally finding a stable docking station in your environment, and archons do not like that. If your home has felt tense, haunted by old arguments or sadness, draw this symbol tonight. Do not wait. If you are ready, type, I claim my space in the comments as a way of marking that choice inside yourself. Now, I want you to see the bigger picture and feel your place in it. In Pistis Sophia, Jesus does not separate mysticism from action. He shows Mary and the others the robe of light, and he also gives them sounds, names, movements, and objects, because he knows humans need both inner recognition and outer anchors. The 3 sacred items we just walked through, lapis lazuli, the written name I am monad, and the drawn monad circle, are not random spiritual merch. They are part of a practical method to wake up your body of light and protect you from forces that do not want you awake. From a mystic view, they resonate with the monad and Sophia. From a scientific view, they change your field in ways your nervous system can feel. This is why the church feared them, this is why archons hate them, and this is why you must not treat this message as just interesting. Your life is not a game to them, and you knowing this is a threat. So here is your simple, clear, urgent practice outline, something you can start tonight without waiting for more signs. Step 1. Recognize. At some point today or tonight, sit down, close your eyes for a moment, and say out loud, I am not only this body, I am a body of light wearing this body. Say it 3 times slowly. Let the words land in your chest and spine. You are not pretending, you are remembering. Step 2. Breathe. Visualize a soft golden light above your head, not harsh, just warm like dawn. And with each inhale through your nose, imagine that light flowing down through the top of your head into your chest. And with each exhale through your mouth, feel it expand around you, as if you are inflating a subtle second skin of light about an arm's length out from your body. Do this for 7 breaths, counting slowly, and notice even the smallest sense of tingling, warmth, or space around you. This is your body of light responding. Step 3. Anchor with the objects. Put your lapis lazuli on your chest or hold it in your hand as you breathe. Keep your folded I am monad paper near your heart or in your pocket. Make sure your monad circle symbol is somewhere in the room where you can feel it looking at you. Then, after the 7th breath, say out loud, I am light in human form. I am monad in this body, 3 times. This is your personal seal. Step 4. Pay attention. Over the next 7 days, keep the stone with you as much as possible. Carry the paper and keep the symbol up. Repeat the breath and words at least once a day, even if only for a few minutes. Notice signs, like the sense of a second skin, like sharper intuition, like the ability to feel when a thought is not yours, like less emotional manipulation landing from others, like stronger dreams. These are not random. These are your body of light stabilizing. Do not tell yourself you will start someday. If your soul brought you here, your time is now. If you are ready to commit, type, I am ready to see, or body of light activated in the comments, not as ego display, but as a small public agreement with your own future self. If this message is ringing inside you like a bell, share it with even one person who has felt the same invisible pressure you have, because sometimes the way the monad moves is through simple links and simple shares. Remember this and let it sink in deep. You would not still be reading if you were not meant to hear this. Out of all the information on this planet, your eyes landed here, your hands scrolled here, your body stayed here, and that is not random. It is your body of light responding to the language it remembers. It is Sophia touching the edge of your mind again. It is Jesus' hidden teaching finding its way back into human hearts that can hold it without turning it into another system of control. You are not helpless. You are not unprotected. You are not small. You have a robe of light wrapped around you already, waiting to be claimed. And you have 3 simple keys you can use tonight to begin that claiming. A stone, a name, a circle. Stay till the end of this thought with me. You do not need to wait for another lifetime. You do not need to pass 10 more tests. You do not need to be perfect. You need to say yes. You need to act in small, concrete ways, and you need to trust the quiet shifts more than the loud fear. If your heart feels like it is beating a little harder right now, honor that. If your skin feels electric, honor that. That is your body of light brushing against the veil. Type, I am ready to see, if you accept this. Type, I am monad, if you claim your source. And tonight, before sleep, take one of the 3 objects and begin. Do not wait for permission. Because the only real permission you ever needed was already written inside your light.